Yo, what's poppin', everybody? This is another podcast with Aris P. If you enjoy this, please share, like, subscribe, and hit the notification button to get notified for videos like this one. And of course, I thank you in advance for the support. This time I'm going to talk about the York Knicks Atlanta Hawks game that ended a few minutes ago in State Farm Arena, Atlanta, the great state of Georgia. The final score was 96-113. The Atlanta Hawks got the win. Unfortunately for us Knicks fans, but what can we do? Basically, I heard someone saying that the Knicks would win this series 4-2. She actually said Knicks in 6. Well, I really don't remember her name, but of course she was wrong. Just like when she said that Derrick Rose was a bad deal for the Knicks. Believe me, I listened to that opinion and I laughed. She's usually a guest on CP the Franchise's show. CP is actually great at what he does, but I gotta say that I disagree with this young lady. Other than that, this was a do-or-die game, I'd say. If you're down by 3-1 in a playoff series, you're done, finished. It's very difficult to come back from behind. So you gotta give it all you got in Game 4. And unfortunately, we didn't achieve to get the win. The Hawks started off the game better off than us, of course. They did much better than we did. That forced Tom Thibodeau to call an early timeout, with the score at 9-13, from what I can recall, in favor of the Hawks. The Knicks kind of tried to bounce back towards the end of the first quarter, but yeah. The score was 26-25. The Knicks were ahead at the end of the first quarter. Then the teams were going toe-to-toe in the second quarter. But towards the end of the first half, the Atlanta Hawks were better. Okay, they were a better team. So at halftime, the score was 49-53. The Hawks were in the lead. And then, of course, came the disaster for the Knicks. The third quarter. They couldn't even buy a bucket. The Atlanta Hawks were unstoppable with Collins, Bogdanovic, and even DeAndre Hunter. Collins actually hit a three-pointer that gave the Atlanta Hawks a 14-point lead. And of course that obligated Coach Tibbs to call a timeout again. But none of his timeouts were helping us, unfortunately. Of course, the good thing for the Hawks was that it wasn't a one-man show. It wasn't the Trae Young show tonight. They had a lot of players contributing and scoring for them. They had passion. They had willpower. On the other hand, the Knicks were supposed to react after losing last time, but they weren't. They just weren't. Too many turnovers. Silly ones, too. Especially when Reggie Bullock traveled when it was 2 against 1 on a fast break. Come on, dude. The Brooklyn native, Taj Gibson, was actually fighting on his own. But it's obvious that the Knicks need more experience, even more experience, and more offensive talent in their roster. That's how you become a title contender and eventually a champion. And this is what I want personally for the Knicks. Especially because we haven't gotten a title even from before I was born. You know what I'm saying? Julius Randle was struggling once again. It's funny how great he was against the Atlanta Hawks in the regular season. In all 3 games that the Knicks won. Yeah, we swept them, but yeah. Now, in the playoffs, his performance was subpar. The only thing I enjoyed about the third quarter was listening to the song Straightening by Migos. Yeah, you're actually listening to the instrumental right now. Quavo, Offset, and last but not least, my personal favorite, Takeoff. Atlanta were shooting free throws all the time, unlike the Knicks. Let's see if Nate McMillan has any other nonsense to talk about when it comes to referees. Come on. The third quarter ended with the score at 71-88, from what I can recall. Yeah, the Atlanta Hawks were in front, of course. Even Gallinari was scoring on us, with ease, too. In the fourth quarter, Kevin Huerter, the New Yorker from our capital, Albany, was hurting the Knicks, okay? just like his last name. The Knicks were shooting air balls with Obi Toppin. The Hawks actually played good defense, too. Even Gallinari, on Randall, he was amazing. Amazing D. On the other hand, we had Derrick Rose struggling, too, in the whole second half, the third and the fourth quarter. But the Hawks were playing defense with cheap shots, too. So that made Julius Randle react with a flagrant foul. And then his teammates were congratulating him, So, yeah. Let's see if we can react and take what's ours in this series. Let's take this series to Game 7, you know what I'm saying? We just got to do this. Straight up. So anyway, it's a wrap for now. I'm going to see y'all at Game 5. I'm out. Peace.